Hi everyone, we're back again. We're doing another demo. We've got Natalie and Vicky and Sharon here tonight, today, or whenever you watch it. And we have been given a subject by our guides on time travel. So what we would do one by one, we go down into trance, and our guides will come forward and give their take on time travel, whatever take that is. Could be around Earth, the universe, however they want to bring it forward for our understanding. So I shall hand over to, we always seem to go in the same order, to Natalie. And the reason we go in that order, it's something to do with the energies. I did actually ask my guides, and they said it's to do with the energy build up. So we start with Natalie, then we go to Vicky, then I'm always on the end. I'm always the last one for some reason. Okay,
Okay.
we'll hand it over. We welcome the guides with Natalie. Welcome, friends.
Yes, we are very blessed to be here with you and to be sharing wisdom.
Thank you.
This is a subject of much interest for all, much interest for us, for we do not conceive time as you conceive time on your earthly plane. Time travel, as you call it, can happen in various forms. Some of you may not be aware of the fact that you do time travel, as you may do this when you are in your sleep state and you may leave your body and your spirit, your essence will float above your physical body, and your light body will rise, and it will reach different states of consciousness and move into different frequencies where it can move into different timelines, we would say timelines. This is where different timelines can be accessed through areas of condensed energy. What you might conceive as portals, where the energy is more condensed, denser in nature. It acts like a vortex, and you can proceed to any timeline that you may be required to go to when you're in the sleep state, the dream state. Then your light body will be taken where it is required. Some of you may be more evolved souls, and you will be needed in certain realms, in even different universes, in different star systems, for all different types of races, as we all are assisting from many different realms. And some of us, some of the species require assistance also from yourselves, from your light bodies, from your higher conscious states of being, where you hold the wisdom and the knowledge and of all your other existences, depending on how many existences you have had and the knowledge and wisdom that you have gained from each. Some of you may have valuable knowledge, valuable technology within you, which can assist us, and we in turn can assist you, for this is a two-way process whereby we assist each other. This has always been the case. For eons upon eons, we have assisted each other. There are also many other ways of which you can time travel. You have energy centers on your body. And these energy centers on your body can connect to the certain grid lines in the earth, where there are stargates of energy, and you can move through these stargates and you can move into other existences. When you connect to these other stargates, it will bring back your remembrance and your soul existences of other lifetimes and timelines. Many parts of your soul and the fragments of your soul can be retrieved from certain places and locations upon the earth. These are all parts of your remembrance. For why are you all here? You are all here to remember. You are here to remember, to bring back those fragments of your soul, to piece them together. For the good of humanity, for the good of the other beings and celestial beings which you also can help, for the good of the earth, for Mother Earth, for the good of all. Many of you also find ways to time travel through meditation, in your deep states of meditation, and when you travel through the quantum. You can go through these portals of existence. You can reach anywhere you wish to reach. You can see your past selves. You can see your future selves. But you always have free will. It has been written in the records as to what your future was mapped out to be, but you have free will, my friends. Your soul will know the way, your soul will guide the way. Whatever portal of existence is to open up for you will open up at the right divine timing, and not before, not before. For your soul must be ready, it must be ready and willing and able to accept the knowledge that may be gained from this time travel. It is not always easy to see a past timeline or to see a future timeline. For your human emotions can get in the way. Those emotions of fear, those emotions of lack, scarcity, and doubt can get in the way of these wonderful vibrations that really you can tap into at any time. So you will only be able to gain access to what is for your highest good, for the good of your soul. So the fragments that are meant to come back will come back at the right time. We wish you all well on these journeys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think they had a lot to say, didn't they?
Yeah, that was they liked the subject, I can tell you.
That was cool.
Definitely. I was feeling like excitement.
Yes, yeah, they are excited. They like to talk about things like this. And it's
Yeah.
interesting, the way your guide was talking about it. You're not talking about time machines or somebody 100 years in the future send us we're already doing it. And I know
Mm.
that from my own experiences. And having an existence at the same time as this one as well.
Mhm.
I have what I record, like what I'd call awakening dreams, where I've gone somewhere and I'm living this life, but it's not the life I've got here, but it's me. And it doesn't always have the same people in it, or
Mm.
sometimes it does. And it's like, and it seems so real. It's like you lived it, you've been there. It's part of your memory, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
so. And I think, well, is that a past life I've just recalled, or is it one that's simultaneously going on now, or is that something that's going to be in the future that's looped back into my existence? Because
Mm.
yeah, it's trying to understand the linear time frame, isn't it?
I
That
mean,
we're
they've
in.
yeah, because they've shown me like several times like visions of all these like portals just literally like lined up in front of me, and what they say is like it's just like you can reach out and just grab whatever one you want to go to at any
Wow.
time. Like it's at our fingertips.
I think we do that when we astral travel, and they were saying about the soul traveling, the ethereal body. Um, I know when I've written my books, when they've wanted to show me a planet,
Mm,
the best way they found was to take me to it. And it was like they'd be with me, but we'd be behind a veil. And where we were, they couldn't see that we were watching them. And I'd observe the planet and observe the beings. And then when the time came to write it, the information was in my head. It was
mm,
already there. And they just then brought that out and then added bits to it because I had an understanding. Because when
mm,
you go to another planet and it's not like Earth, you interpret it in your 3D way. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's different. It's
Um,
totally different, isn't it?
yeah, you put your 3D
Mm,
thoughts to it because that's all you know. So it's almost like they do that for my understanding because they've got to then write that in a book for Earth understanding at our level. Does that make sense?
mm.
mhm.
Yeah, it's just weird the way it works.
I think as humans as well, we kind of like are better at living it or seeing it, aren't we? As well,
Yes,
to experience it.
experiencing.
But
Yeah,
we kind of learn from experience, don't we? More
yeah.
so, I think humans. Okay, I guess it's
Oh,
my turn now.
yes.
No, no.
I'll mute up a minute.
Oh,
We welcome the guides with Vicky. Welcome, friends.
Yes.
Hello.
I'm hearing. Hearing. It is a subject that can be, like you have explained, very misunderstood, I want to say. As you know from the previous guide and through your guides' teachings and teachings we are bringing forward, it is of the soul. It is not time travel. It is soul life, soul infiniteness. If this is how I can describe your soul is not how you believe it to be. It is vast. It is infinite. And it is forever. I want to say that it has no end and no beginning. You can, like the previous guide, and through your discussions, access elements of your soul at any time you wish. This comes with, yes, an awakening and a frequency, but you and anyone can do this. Some do it without they even realize it. Your soul is multi-dimensional. It is not a timeline. It is a frequency, a being of consciousness. How we describe this, it can be difficult to fully comprehend, but with the teaming of the soul in the human body, it can be a very powerful tool. Yes, we will talk about this now. As yes, your mind can, as you know, some call it manifestation, but no, it is reality. Your minds and brains within a human can create a reality they wish to be at. It is very powerful. It is beyond manifestation, but it is manifestation if you get my meaning. As you know it as this. In our world, we do not require things like you do, but our realities are what we build, what we create, a frequency of being, It is a frequency of just being. No chaos. No, I want to say, worries. Just light. A feeling that is unheavy. Think of a light beam, because that is what you are, but within a human body. Yes. So when you access dreams, meditations, some access fire, not the way we would like you to, but some open doors this way. It opens you to the quantum and the consciousness, where it is hard to believe we all are one, where we all are just being loving. Yes, and when are able to, within the human body and mind, tap into these realities, yes, you can go forward and assist, as that is probably where your path must be during that time. I use the word time as a understanding during that dream, but it may not be at a time. Yes, that's how I wish to say it. It is getting very complicated now, because we wish to just want you to know that it is you, within you. You are but it. If that makes sense, my dears, and to the viewers. Yes. And when you access these realities that are multidimensional, intergalactic, in some of these realities you may not even be human. Remember, your soul has been many things, and it will continue to be many things. But in your human life, as you enter these realities, you are able to bring forward, some would say, abilities that you may have in that reality. And if that is what needs to be brought forward, it will be. Yes, this subject, yes, is very interesting. The soul. It's all about the soul, you see. I thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Oof.
I don't know if
Okay.
you had two different guides that came through there
I
because
Yeah, it changed, didn't it?
you did, and your voice changed and you got very quiet.
Yeah, the first one was very deep, very strong, and then all of a sudden it went phew like that. I thought the
Mm.
same, Natalie. Two different
Yeah.
guides, but they're very smooth at changing over
That
now.
Hmm.
like so chill, the second one. I was like, oh, I was like gone or something.
Yeah,
He was like super calm. It was like as if I was in some I don't know, he just kept showing me like not space, but like just where yeah, just like in like you know when you like see space, just like but all these beautiful colors, and it was just like and if it was like as if it was like talking, it was really weird. It was like like lighting up.
frequency to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get all goosies just talking like that now as well. No, when you get like your little ding 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 dings.
Yeah, when I was channeling, I was just saying the vortex kept showing
Yeah.
like the swirling vortex.
I'm gonna come back. It was so beautiful. I don't know where the hell they took me.
Mm.
They're definitely focusing on the ethereal essence soul, aren't they? As the time travel tool.
Yeah.
There's we're already doing it, but I think one of the things my guides have just said to me is that we're lucky enough that we experience it because of what we do. A lot of humans will listen to this and actually have no idea how to even attempt it, do it, or remember it. So but it's my experiences is learning to meditate, work at it. Some people naturally have lucid dreaming, astral traveling memories. It's you know, yeah, they can be doing it and not realizing.
Mm,
And some people say they never dream anything, so but dreaming to me has always been a strong part of my where
yeah.
my knowledge comes from. So it's just
Definitely.
I think some of us have more of a path of it than others.
Mm. Yeah, some people don't remember, do they, when they wake up? They go, I don't
No.
remember anything.
I now know when I go for
Yeah,
knowledge. I now know when I go for healing. When I go for knowledge, I'm in an education setting
that's cool.
and I come back remembering that. And then when I go for healing, I'm in like a hospital healing setting. It's just the way
Mm.
I've been allowed to remember that I've been there. And so I come back into my reality, putting it into my understanding of the world around me. Um, yeah.
Well, the other night I had this strange experience and I felt like I was literally like the girl from Stranger Things. And my hand was going up and I felt like my hand went into a different realm, like seriously. And like
Oh,
I could
wow.
feel like my fingers and all extend out. And it was like this force field was coming against my hand and I was fighting against this force field. It was a bit nuts.
Well, they were saying about traveling through meditation. I've sometimes done meditation where a guide will step forward and take me through a doorway. Now,
Mm.
you're saying about a realm, an energy, you're putting your hand through it. Apparently, when you are taken to a doorway by your guides, it is into another reality. And this was into a ninth dimensional planet the Taurians exist on when they choose to present themselves in a physical mode. And I was taken to meet his family. But my memories of it is I remember going through what I it was shown as a doorway from my understanding, and I go through the energy. It's like a fog, and I came to the other side and I saw a blue and black planet, I saw buildings, well, they weren't really buildings. They were like the nearest I could get to my understanding was pyramid shapes, but they were like merging into each other.
Oh,
They
cool.
weren't separate. And then it was like mirror reflecting the sky. And it
Wow.
was all dark. It was like darker than this.
Inception, that film, isn't it? Have you seen Inception?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's
And then
amazing.
he said to me, I'm going to take you to meet my family. And I then had to go through another doorway, which I think was what this building was. And I walked in, and in my head, I'm going, where's the stairs? Where's the beings? Where's the rooms? And he said, well, there aren't any. It's not as you understand it. But I'm going to create an area for you to sit in. And they created me the seating area. And I sat down and I could make out, I couldn't even say there were beings. I knew there were beings there observing me. And then this little Arcturian came forward, and it was his son. He's young, they called him a youngling. And he came forward, and it was like I was in that reality, and he was like touching my face, like he could see me. And I remember that. And then that was it. Then I came back out in the meditation. And I've never forgotten it. Never. And it was
Cool.
just so real.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think my somehow I was projected into their reality,
Mm,
into their time of existence. And then it's quite, I've got no doubt it happened because I've
yeah.
had so many now. It's
Yeah.
just got to trust the experience. It just makes you wonder if people perhaps have these experiences and think, God, that was a
Awesome.
crazy dream. I've
Well,
got to
you do
stop
sometimes,
eating the
doesn't you?
cheese. No cheese before you go to
Wake
bed.
up and go, oh my God, I had such a
Yeah,
crazy dream last night. I was chasing alien lizards with guns,
cut
you
out
know?
the alcohol.
Oh,
Well, actually, it's
Just to say, no cheese before bed, you'll have nightmares.
exactly
yeah.
right.
Your turn.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm coming in. Oh, okay. So I was slurping my tea. Look a bit red. I fell asleep in the sun. And it was nice, relaxing.
Welcome.
Mm. Greetings. Yes, we are very excited with this subject. It has many facets to it. And of course, time machines were mentioned. How fascinating is that for humanity, of its understanding as it exists at the moment? because it cannot comprehend what we've been saying this evening in a language that could be understood for your listeners. Time machines are not needed. They do not exist, and even if the scientists try to understand and manipulate time in their quantum understanding, it is very, very limited, and they have much yet to learn. But when they will learn is when they start to mix the science with spirituality of understanding, which is what you're doing here this evening. You are understanding there is more than linear time, where you exist in this moment and you worry about your past and you wonder if you've gone your ads at the shop. Did you get everything on that delivery in time? And you worry about that delivery coming tomorrow, the future of your existence. Very limited, is it not? Very limited way of thinking. But as my friends have said this evening, it is connected to the ethereal essence, the intelligent being that connects to the physical form, linked to the quantum creative intelligence of knowledge and existence throughout this universe and many more. And the connection to physical form is key that we have mentioned, because the ethereal self can be connected to many forms, as well as this life form that is here. The one we speak to, her ethereal form, has connections to other places within the universe. And your understanding, while this time of existence she is breathing in exists. And as one of my friends said, and you talked about, it is not always humans, they are linked to other species of celestials as well. Now, with the quantum healing energy, which we have brought to Earth as an understanding, a human can go into a hypnotic state or a trance state and can link with a human that has existed in the past. The human that existed in the past would have to be in a state of meditation and higher energy that is understood many of that time period they were in. And that multiverse existence at that moment of the now, as that person connects forward in time, perhaps to make a prediction. If a human being in this time connected to that multiverse timeline that has moved forward many centuries to that point of existence, they could communicate with the past to that human through their mind. Now, if you take this moment in time now, you can also do the same into the future. That moment of time could take you 50, 100,000 years forward from that multiverse existence, that moment. And you would be able to see, and they would be able to describe to you what they see. But if you then came back in what's your understanding of, say, 6 weeks of your time and tried to connect again going forward, you could well be looking at a different future, because futures are not set in stone. And as you are from a different moment in time, those 6 weeks, consequences of actions could have taken place on Earth, and the future has not been written the same as the one that was first seen. So your futures are not set in stone. If you had the ability, which you have, and what you would understand as a time machine, it cannot work because it cannot exist in the 3D energy format and jump forward into an existence that is just there for fleeting moments. And then if you tried to jump forward again, those moments would not be there and you would not be able to link up with that time of existence. So they will never be. It is just the human mind dreaming of time travel in a reality in a way that they can understand. And we understand this because how else can you have that concept unless it's in that way of a time machine to take you into the past and into the future. So we take you back again to the ethereal essence of life, the forever existing, beautiful energy being connected to the quantum existence through the whole of your universe and beyond. We bring you the portals as always has been mentioned, and the portals of energy we try to discuss with you and show you are like the doorways that was discussed. When you are shown a doorway or a portal through meditation, dream state, or astral travel, you have the decision to make whether you go through it. You can refuse through fear, through self-doubt. Is this real? What am I doing? But when you take that decision to make that step through that energy into another realm of existence, that is like a form of time travel. Because you're going forward in ascension, you're going forward in dimensional existence, forward into other realities that humans cannot even comprehend in a normal day. But those of you here sitting this evening in your existence can, and have the privilege to have seen many things. But that is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. There is so much more for you to see. And you will only truly understand this when you leave this physical form behind and merge back into your existence within the universe where you come from, the source. So why do you wish to have time travel? Is this the doubt of your existence? You want the future to be happy for your world and your children, which we can understand. But then we come back to the word of manifestation, which has already been discussed this evening. And manifestation is you can create that reality. You can create that world from this now moment. This moment, I want peace among man, humans, earth. But then if in a week's time your attitude has changed, the manifestation will not be created. It will alter. So you can see the different facets that sit within this. It's all very complicated. So we'd say to you, my friends, do not overthink this process of time travel. Concentrate on why you're here in this Earth University, why you are here to learn. You're here to learn in a 3D reality to grow into the fourth and fifth dimensions of existence while you are here and understanding, to help humanity ascend. Did you know Earth is a form of time itself? Earth has many layers of existence. And as humanity ascends and grows and changes its behavior into a better way of understanding to bring peace and life for all humans, so there can be peace and food on the table and a safe home, the frequency of your Mother Earth will alter as well and become a higher frequency of existence. and your linear time frame will melt away, and you will start to see time as more as we see it, as an existence of a knowing. Clocks will go. There will be a knowing, a telepathic connection between you all. And we hear many of you say, time does not exist in spirit. Time exists everywhere, but it's in a different format. It's in a different level of ascension and understanding and intelligence and frequency. You think of a spiral, think of a multiverse timeline from A to Z. And we can touch that multiverse timeline and look into that life at any point of its existence, going forward, going back, and into its future, as we've already said. And the understanding of humanity is how time can curve in on itself. Well, that understanding has come from a deep knowing that these multiverse timelines can be connected at any point to observe and can be interconnected to other multiverse timelines of existence as well, not all in the same time period or in the same planet. So there's a deep knowing within humans that investigate this, but yet they have not connected ethereally to the knowledge and the quantum domain's creative intelligence to get this information so they can start to see time in a different format, in a different way. Going out into space creates time challenges. And one of the films we brought to Earth was the Star Trek film of when the whales become extinct and the spaceship has to travel around the sun to go back to a time period when they can bring whales forward to the future to save Earth. So traveling in space, in the solar system, through the different layers of space, the galaxies, the planets, the universe, creates all sort of time parallels. But what you have to understand that us celestials, we have high understanding of this, and we also have created for those that physically travel within space ships you'd known as UFOs, have the ability to travel through these different layers of existence and time. So they are not distorted with it, because the technology of the spaceship allows them to be in a space of unison where an atmosphere is created around their time of existence. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. Thank you.
I shall leave that with you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You look quite hot there, Sharon.
I think I've been in the sun. I think it's coming out.
Is that what it is?
I might be hot. I don't feel hot actually. I can go red when I go into trance.
Yeah.
They took you to the sun in trance, didn't they? So maybe you're feeling it there as well.
Could be. I hate to think what they were saying.
Yeah, it all makes sense. It all makes sense to me. It just kind of,
It's
yeah.
like we talk and then your guy kind of like knits it together. It's really quite cool
Mm.
actually how it kind of comes. They always go that little bit deeper with it though, don't they? Sharon's guides obviously because they've got maybe a bit more
Yeah.
knowledge. I don't know, but I always feel like it almost like knits it together. It's all kind of all the same, but said in a different way, but actually means the same thing. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Or like you all bring forward a different understanding of it, but then at the end it's almost like, oh yeah, okay, it's kind of like a bit of a euphoria moment, isn't it?
Yeah. I also do that because
Creates
there's
it
going to be
together,
different people watching this, and
like
something
knits.
Nat
Yeah,
says, something you say, something
yeah,
I
it kind of like
say.
knits together. That's the only way I
Yeah,
can
it's
describe
gonna
it.
they're gonna take something from it.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite opened up my thoughts on time travel, actually, realizing that how naive we are about it.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah. And the poor scientists sitting there flogging over trying to create a. I don't. It'd be nice to have asked some questions actually, because I did have something in my thought. You sometimes see photographs where there's one where I don't know if it's in the war, where there's a group of people standing. There's a man standing amongst them who looks like a phone in his hand, and there's
oh
things like
yes, I've
yeah,
seen those.
and
Are they
there's
real?
yeah,
Yeah,
are they they've been going around for a while, and you just think people think they've captured people the fut from the
with a
future
mobile
in the
or they've
past.
got an Apple
Yeah,
Watch on or something, and
yeah,
they
but it it can be. So I've said I've seen. Um, I was told it was Palladians that look like humans, and they
Mhm.
come in and they walk among us, get on a bus, and go and do what we're doing just to see what we're up to. It could well be that they're going into the future, into the
ah, could
past rather,
be.
because they helped the Indians out over 10,000 years ago, the native Indians on Earth, to bring forward some spiritualism and the way they should treat their earth and stuff. So, could it be they can transport themselves? And my touring guys say they can walk among us now, but they walk among us telepathically. They put this energy out that everybody would see them as a projected human, not as they truly are. And you think if that's possible, is that how
Yeah,
time
what?
travel can be? Because they're so highly ascended, they've not got machinery doing that. It's all purely from their ethereal essence, their telepathic consciousness.
Mm,
They can be physical,
reality.
they can
Yeah,
be light, and you just think that's to me is time travel.
yeah.
That's how it's happening. And
Mm,
that one day in the future, humanity could be at that point where they can go back in to the past and say and observe. But whenever I've gone anywhere, it's always been observed without being seen. It's like we can't interfere
mm,
with it. So you're there, but you're not.
not
Have
quite.
you ever seen the Star Trek film where they're observing a planet and they've got like this thing where they're all standing in and they're all looking and it's part of this experiment, and suddenly there's a breakdown in their holographic or whatever happens and they can suddenly be seen.
I think I've seen
Mm.
that one.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's a really good film. It's got
I love Star Trek. It's my favorite.
yeah, and
I've had this before in one-to-one sessions with clients, to be honest,
oh, have you?
where there's like an invisible wall almost between them and their guides, and they're not ready to actually get that communication and that connection with them yet. They
That's
can't seem
interesting.
to get through that wall. It's like an invisible force field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is something there. And it's the same when you're taking an astral travel through meditation or dream state somewhere to see it for yourself. It is almost whenever I've gone to a planet and anything, it has purely been observation. And I have been told they will not be able to see me, but I'm there, I'm on that planet and I'm watching. So that to me is like I've been taken on a space, what would be known as a spaceship, but it's not anything like anything I can say. It wasn't solid. it was almost like a mesh and it was moving and I could see through it. I could see space. I could see other parts of the ship, but nothing was solid. And I was placed on some sort of thing where I could stand and observe. And I had a guide next to me. Again, it was Autorian. And and then I wrote about in my the journey through creation, they wrote about their spaceships and what they are, and tried to put it into words how they're made. They're more organic than we think, and things like this,
Yeah.
and they're manipulated by them, and they're showing themselves more as light beings, but they can be physical and light, and it seems to be when they're in this ship you don't see solid form. It's just so weird. You can't comprehend it. You're trying to understand it, and you can't really.
From our logic, it's not as logic as sorry to quote Spock, but
Yeah.
he's very logical and he's Spock.
And all we can do is describe it the best we're seeing it in our
Yeah.
reality to people listening. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's quite amazing, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you wouldn't really want to be able to like change the whole course of reality by doing this,
no, of
you
course
know?
not.
Could you imagine?
Well, there would be no, well, it would be chaotic, wouldn't it, surely?
It would.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see how, yeah, the way they've always described jumping into the future to me is from this moment. And then in 6 weeks, a month, tomorrow could be different. That's how they've always said it to me. Nothing is
Set in stone.
nothing is set in stone, and that's how I see life now. I've stopped worrying about the future, you know,
Which then it makes you
live for
be
the
in the
now.
moment.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you got to be more in the now.
Being
And the
lighter.
one thing I've learned this last year is you can't worry about the future.
No,
I lived the last year day by day, and I've never done that, with what happened and everything with
It
Chris.
is it is the only way to peace, the only way to
Yeah,
inner
inner
is
peace. Yeah.
yeah. But we had to go through a catalyst event to get that, slap it in our face and go, this is the way you should.
Boosh. This is how you should be thinking.
Yeah. Haven't you realised yet? We keep telling you. You experience it. But even now we really go day by day. It's a lot less stressful and worrying about what's going to happen in 4 months, 3 months, 2 months. It's something, it can't be predicted.
Do that, can you?
You can get feelings though. I had it with my friend before COVID came. I knew something was going to happen. And then my guide said to me, stock up on food and little things like that. And I did tell some couple very close friends at the time who actually listened to me. And my other friend was having the same experience. And then both my sons came home as well at the same time, moved back in before it actually kicked off. And I knew something big was going to happen, but they didn't tell me what it was. I just had that feeling. And again, that's time related, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
they knew they were triggering this awakening for us, but they couldn't say how it was going to be day by day, second by second.
What it was going to be
But they
from.
knew it would be a big thing for us. Yeah. So I think when they set things in motion, from my understanding is they sit back and watch. It's like a bit like an experiment. Um, and I know what they did do. One of the things they did do in that period is they went to a lot of the humans that would pass, but they were passing before their agreement to pass, if that makes sense.
All
So
right.
they had to go through the higher self soul plan,
Mm.
and sort of seek permission to leave early because it wasn't anything, they didn't plan it as in hundreds of years ago. It was put in motion because after the Second World War, they realized we were going down the rabbit hole, nuke ourselves. And they just started to put little things in motions that weren't making any difference, and then they decided to go for another whammy. That's what COVID came out of it, was the COVID period to stop us all in our tracks, basically,
Mm.
and rethink. So, were they manipulating time then? Do they manipulate our time? That'd be an interesting question, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Perhaps we'll never know.
Yeah, and I suppose time was different then, wasn't it? Because like we were all locked down. Like you didn't have to get anywhere, be anywhere.
It felt different.
Amazing.
I
It
know, I
felt
remember
free.
walking,
There was no like had to be on like you didn't have to
there
leave your
was no
house.
planes in the sky.
Yeah.
There's hardly any cars. I
No
remember
pressure.
walking out with the dog one day, and I'd done this walk every single, for years. I've had dogs before I had Milo, and I remember getting to the field, and I walked up around the cow, and I got back to the field, and I felt like everything had shifted,
Mm.
everything had altered, and the world had altered. I felt this massive shift on that day, and when I got back home, I felt I'd shifted as well. And I could just feel the change of energy for the better. Don't get me wrong, it was for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
better. And
Yeah.
after that, I didn't. Obviously, it was sad when you hear things, people passing and whatever. As we lost
Oh
someone
yeah.
close to us
I
in it
did.
all. But thinking above that and beyond that, this thing they triggered, it shifted. It felt like it shifted time. It shifted something.
Mm.
Shifted a heavy energy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Mm.
we had donkeys in our backyard because animals were just running free. And
Well, yeah.
we lived in a town, like we where we live now is way more rural, but literally there was like a field kind of behind us and these donkeys had all got loose.
Yeah, they said that in many of the countries around the world experience, nature coming back into the towns and the villages, and
Yeah, yeah.
animals that would stay away normally were coming back. Some that probably didn't want to.
Because of no traffic and well, very little traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually hear the birds as well.
People have taken over natural beauties, places and everything.
Yeah.
Tourism.
Oh well, that's hope hope your listeners enjoy this. Subscribe, and if you have any questions you'd like to ask our guides, please put them in the comments below, or feel free to message me on Messenger on Facebook, or email me at sharon@bengalrose.co.uk. And yeah, we'd love to have our guides obviously make them serious questions, probably spiritual, and yeah, sensible questions.
Yeah, most
And
definitely.
hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Bye.